Lions football, it is a big month for the future of the franchise. The NFL draft happening 3 weeks from yesterday. 3 weeks from tonight, it'll be rounds 2 and 3. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. So today in the Detroit Free Press, freep.com, our good friend Dave Burkett put out his latest mock draft. And one of the things that he did with this, I thought this was a really clever thing. Burkett put out 4 possible trade scenarios, and then 5, really. He put out 5 scenarios that the Detroit Lions could have.
4 including trades.
Absolutely. And then he did a mock draft. So let me just go scenario by scenario and then tell you what I think is the greatest one. They are. And I'm not going to go crazy in-depth.
Sure, you can go.
But scenario 1, he has the Lions trading down to number 7. So just one spot, trading 6 to the Las Vegas Raiders and selecting Tyree Wilson. I have the Lions taking Wilson at 6 in my first 2 mocks, so grabbing a couple of extra picks to move down one spot and still getting that pass rush help for your defense is a win. According to the trade value chart, Raiders should pay their 3rd round pick, number 100, to move up, but Vegas' 4th round pick is 9 spots later. The Lions don't have a 4th, so there's value in adding the extra pick there. So he has the Lions taking Tyree Wilson at 7 with a trade back to just one spot and adding an extra pick there in the 4th round. Still getting Tyree Wilson. Fine. Good. Does it work? Sure, it works. Not that excited about it. Trade scenario number 2. The Lions move down 2 spots to 8 and pick up Atlanta's 3rd round pick, which is number 75 overall, and a 6th round pick in 2024. Has them taking at number 8 Devin Witherspoon, the defensive back quarterback from University of Illinois. Witherspoon and Oregon's Christian Gonzalez, widely considered the top 2 cornerbacks in the draft. Witherspoon seems like a likely fit, or the right fit, for the Lions, given his makeup and play. He would compete with the newly acquired Emmanuel Mosley for the starting job opposite Cam Sutton and give the Lions a feisty young corner who could anchor their secondary in the future. Pretty good. Not bad. Scenario number 3, backing up. This one, he has the Lions moving down 5 spots. Now, this to me, ladies and gentlemen, this got me.
This is the sweet spot.
This I had to go to the. I was thinking about going to the doctor today because it lasted more than 4 hours.
How about that?
Okay.
Is this with the Titans?
Yes.
Okay.
The Lions move down 5 spots from 6 to 11. They get Tennessee's 3rd round choice, number 72, this year, and a 2nd rounder next year. They move to 11, and with the 11th overall pick, take Bijan Robinson, running back, Texas. And the write-up here is Robinson is one of the most talented players in the draft, a do-it-all running back who Todd McShay said last Wednesday is a better prospect than Saquon Barkley was when he went number 2 to the Giants in 2018. The Lions signed David Montgomery in free agency and returned DeAndre Swift. But Swift is in the last year of his deal, and Robinson has impact as a rusher and receiver.
I like it.
Pretty damn good.
The only thing I don't like there is I don't know if he gets past Philly at 10.
Fine. Scenario number 4, commanding a premium. The Lions move down 10 spots to 16, get Washington's 2nd round choice, number 47, 4th round choice, number 118, and a 2nd rounder next year, and take defensive back Joey Porter Jr. Porter is a scheme fit for the Lions. He's long, physical, he can run, and the Lions still have long-term needs at cornerback despite overhauling the position in free agency. There are enough teams in the back half of the top 10 and early teens that could be targeting offensive line and a receiver help, so the Lions might have options here for their defensive line. This is the least likely of the 4 trade scenarios, as Levis doesn't seem like a mortgage the future kind of guy, but the Lions would get a 2nd round pick next year as well to perhaps seal the deal on this. And then scenario number 5, staying put and taking Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson, defensive end from Texas Tech, seems like a guy that is slotted to the Lions a lot, kind of like Christian Gonzalez was, the defensive back from Oregon, a lot. I see Tyree Wilson's name a lot.
Let me tell you about Tyree for a second,
please,
before you skip off. I was talking to a guy yesterday, a guy that listens to Woodward Sports all the time, watches us. and is a draftnik. This guy was just spitting out draft stuff to be like a computer. And he said he read on Pro Football Focus many different places that they don't think Tyree Wilson is a top 20 guy.
Yeah.
They have him from 20 down. Pro Football Focus is Chris Collinsworth's baby. Chris Collinsworth knows his stuff. They've got stats up the yin-yang, this place. And I know he's got a lot of people working under his umbrella, so it's not him picking these guys. But if Pro Football Focus don't like this guy in the top 20, I'm not sure I want him at 6.
Totally agree
sure.
with you.
I mean, have we
No.
seen him?
No, I totally agree with you.
We haven't seen him.
I never heard his name before the end of the season.
Well, I think our guys will go put their eyes on him, and they'll
Of
do
course.
all their due diligence.
That's why
because
I'm
a
not
lot
worried.
of times, a guy that may fall out of favor with some
Yeah, the
scouting
publication.
service,
Yeah.
still may be what you want, and he may bring something that people can't tell you, the intangible
Correct.
part. So.
Right.
I look at the mocks and certain things about mock drafts are just I don't know, I don't trust.
When'd they have you mocked out of Jackson State?
I don't think I was on the mock.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that crazy?
And you were a first round.
Wow, lottery
Right.
pick.
I wasn't on the mock until the end.
You and Alan Houston.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So Dave Burkett's official mock here on Freep.com, and you can check it out for yourself. I encourage you to do so. Dave's a great guy, a great friend of the show. He's got Carolina Panthers selecting Bryce Young.
Wrong.
C.J. Stroud, number 2 to Houston.
Wrong.
Then he's got Will Anderson going to the Arizona Cardinals. Indianapolis taking Anthony Richardson. And
Wrong.
Seattle taking Jalen Carter. This is the worst case scenario for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, it is.
This is the absolute worst case scenario for the Detroit Lions.
All our guys are gone.
Because, A, all your guys are gone, and all of the guys that somebody would be willing to trade up and get it.
Are
Even
gone.
if you didn't want Anthony Richardson,
Right.
but if he was available, then somebody can call you at 6 and you can make the trade.
Dude, I can't see Anthony Richardson going this high.
He is
There was a
going to.
report today that Frank Reich, head coach of the Carolina Panthers, is dying to take him number 1 because 2 or 3 years from now, he thinks he is going to be an elite quarterback in the National Football League. And he doesn't think he's going to win out,
Right.
but I don't know if this report is true or not, but apparently Reich thinks that Richardson is the best quarterback in this draft and really wants to take him number 1.
And don't forget, he's putting it out there, Lindsey, because they have the number 1 pick, and they would like to move down to 2, 3, or 4, still get the quarterback they love, and pick up some picks that they already
Right.
gave away to the Bears.
Right.
To move up that way.
I think it's a smokescreen.
So it could
I
be.
watched the kid work out, and of course, workouts mean nothing. Ask the Jets. He looked amazing. I mean, he can run. The ball comes out of his hand like he's just like John Elway almost. Like he flicks it and it's 60 yards.
Right.
All that stuff looks good when there's no pass rush. There's no D-backs out there jamming your receivers. There's no timing routes that you have to throw. All that stuff looks good. But when you put all the other factors in there, and he didn't play, how many starts did he have? He had, 1 season of starts?
Yeah.
And he wasn't that good.
Right. Yeah, I will leave it up to the evaluators to evaluate, but I hear a lot of this regarding Anthony Richardson, but this is the worst case scenario for the Detroit Lions in terms of who they would like to take, and even if they don't want to take any of these guys, they get dangled to other teams.
Yeah.
So here is what Burkett has them officially doing in his official mock draft. That is trading with Tennessee. That would be scenario 3 on here. And he's got the Lions moving to number 11 and taking Bijan Robinson. Says the Lions can pick from Robinson the best running back in the draft, Porter the best cornerback in the draft, or a second-tier defensive lineman, players like Iowa's Lucas Van Ness and Clemson's Miles Murphy. Bijan Robinson is the biggest game changer remaining in the draft.
Right. Once those big 5 go, he's next.
And Bijan Robinson might be the best player in this draft.
I'd take him over Tyree Wilson.
When it's all said and done, Bijan Robinson might just be the best player in this draft. And I'll tell you this much again. And if I'm sorry I'm saying I'll tell you this much so much. But if these are the 5 that go before him, I wouldn't even mess around. If you don't think you can get Bijan Robinson at 8, at 11, at 10, at 14, don't even mess around. I'm not even fooling with it. Take him at 6. It's kind of where I am now on the Bijan Robinson and the Lions at 6. Take him at 6. Make sure you get this player. This is the type of player that changes your franchise, that helps take you where you want to go. I love DeAndre Swift, guys, but I can't count on DeAndre Swift.
Yeah,
Can't count on him.
You can count on him to not play.
I can't count on him. And you do need 2 running backs. So you've got David Montgomery. And I don't know. I think this is the player in this draft.
But don't you think, like, if you look at the draft trends, running backs aren't taken in early rounds anymore. They're not taken early anymore.
He's different, though.
Yeah, that's what they always say.
But the thing is, they just signed Montgomery and gave him $6 million. They're probably not going to take Bijan. That's what it looks. It doesn't look like they're going to.
I mean, you got him on a rookie contract, though. So if you take him, you got time.
I mean, you're going to take just a guy. Do you want just a guy?
Do you want an offensive guard, a tackle at that spot?
I mean, I initially wanted Skoronski there, to be honest with you. But now,
everybody worried about his short arms?
Everybody's talking about short arms and 3'11".
What do you think the guys in the 70s had? They all had short arms.
No, I don't know.
But Bijan does look special, though. When you watch him run and his feet are amazing. Like, dude looks amazing. I'm a running back fan. I just hate that they've devalued running backs in the NFL now. Like,
hell, you'd like him to be a 49er, wouldn't you?
Most definitely.
Let me ask you this: if you had the ability to take Saquon Barkley at 6, would you do it?
Yes.
Okay. So take Bijan Robinson at 6.
I agree, but I just don't see that happening. Since that draft, Saquon Barkley, what other running back has went that high?
Christian McCaffrey?
He was before, though. He was before.
Yeah.
Who after?
I think Barkley was probably the best remaining
2018
one since then.
2018.
Yeah. I think he's the latest, greatest running back taken that high.
If you had to redraft the last year's draft, how high would Kenneth Walker go?
Yeah, he might go in the first round.
Top 10. He'd be a top 10 player. Kenneth Walker.
I don't know about that, but first round.
I don't know.
I like to have him though.
Yeah, I would too.